ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। अर्थात जिसने ज्ञानांजन रूपी शलाका से अज्ञान रूपी अंधकार से अंधे हुए लोगों की आंखें खोल दी हैं, उन गुरु को नमस्कार हो। My heartfelt greetings to all the respectable parents. I, Akki Verma, in charge of Middle Wing, want to welcome all the parents to the academic session 2020. Like we all are familiar with the pandemic blow over our country, this year we are going virtually in every student's house to make sure a smooth and comfortable teaching experience. Change is the only thing constant. We keep this in mind and do not leave any stone unturned in making this a memorable experience for our students. We work with your support. We bring activities with your encouragement. We meet with your responses and we expertise with your criticism. In just a short span, we have undertaken a lot of activities for the benefit of the students. Be it celebrating Earth Day or knowing the hidden talent of the children, be it passion for dancing or be serving to the poor, be it a parent connecting day or be it a celebration of Jayanti, be it a day of remembrance or be it a day of innovation. Our Bagrodians proved that no spread of anything could stop us from moving forth to achieve goals and success. We thank the parents for their lovely support and for their laudable efforts in motivating teachers.
With the ongoing pandemic, digital learning is a blessing in disguise. It is like the magic pill for education in this hard time. This pandemic helped us to introspect within ourselves about the future skills of our 21st century. Some of them are listed for the reference of the students. The skills include communication, collaboration, critical analysis, creativity, and many more. The time has come to step into a world of metamorphosis, a world of mix, a world of balance. Such is the education in the upcoming times, where a blended learning will take place. A bridge will be set forth between online and offline modes for better educational processes. A mix between physical and virtual world of learning will compensate to the current needs. Dear parents, as you know, nowadays our children are attending online classes and our teachers are sending study links, study modules, video recordings to the children digitally. Physical schooling has shifted to digital schooling. The digital world has become an integral part of our lives. Therefore, it is important for us to understand the digital etiquettes and more importantly, to ensure digital well-being of our children. So let us understand what are our digital etiquettes. Dear parents, when children join online class, children should enter the class for the online session with their name and class as attendance needs to be taken. Do not share the link and password with anybody who is not the part of the school. Please keep yourself on mute mode and unmute only for asking a query or giving your feedback. I also want to request to all the parents to ensure that our children are sitting in the correct posture while attending the class, preferably on the chair with the device on the table. Do not let them lie down on the bed while attending the class. Keep the modules and recordings sent to you safe. It will help the child to revise the concept by watching the concept repeatedly. And do not make the child eat during the session. As already discussed, today our children are spending more time online in front of their screens. Therefore, it is important to supervise the time spent by the children as passive screen time, that is, restrict the time spent on playing online games and for watching other online videos, as this can prove harmful for the eyes of our children. Make the child do eye exercises regularly. Also, if possible, blue filters can be used on the mobile screen to avoid harming our eyes. Please involve the children in physical activities during their free time like dancing, doing yoga, doing any other form of exercises. Dear parents, now talking about the mental wellness of our children. During this lockdown, everybody including the students are in stress. They may be going through physical and emotional anxiety. So we need to also ensure mental and emotional well-being of our children. Dear parents, this time can be used as blessing to spend as family circle time. The family circle could be for an hour every day. During this time, we can do yoga, workout or meditate with our children. It can be the playtime. You can play indoor games with your children. You can share your experiences of life using anecdotes. The experiences of the places which you have visited earlier can be discussed. You can watch the photo albums together. Children can be involved in maintaining herbal garden, in cooking without fire, or they can even help with cleaning. A new skill can be learnt by you as well as the child. The most important is inculcation of values in your children like honesty, discipline, empathy. In our school also, we lay emphasis on inculcation of values. As our school motto says, Anusashan, Shram, Atmabal. The most important value is practicing gratitude, which means being grateful for what we have. It can start with wishing everybody in the family in the morning, praying together, the children acknowledging what their parents, grandparents, siblings, households, helps are doing for them. We should make them realize to be thankful to the Almighty for all that He has given us. Dear parents, in our school, we focus on a holistic development of our child, which emphasizes three main domains, that is, scholastic development, post-scholastic development, and life skill development. Dear parents, life skill development includes helping our children become more self-aware, finding solutions to challenges and problems, thinking critically and thinking creatively, leading with empathy, and developing more on their softer skills. We are also helping cope up our children with stress and emotions. Now talking about scholastic development. Parents, we focus on overall development of the child, that is social, physical, intellectual, cognitive and emotional development. We can call it SPICE, that is, we aim to add spice to the child's life. The curriculum is based on the learning outcomes. What are learning outcomes? Learning outcomes are statements that describe significant and essential learning that learners have achieved and can reliably demonstrate at the end of a session. In other words, Learning outcomes identify what the learner will know and be able to do by the end of a course or a program. Learning outcomes refer to observable and measurable knowledge, skills, and attitude of the child. Dear parents, we also have a mobile app ERP for the effective communication between parents and the school. Through this ERP, you can check the result sheets, fee receipts, and circulars. You can also download the syllabus cum worksheet booklets, holiday homeworks, schedule of work activities done in the class, and view messages in case your child is on leave. Dear parents, you are requested to upload the latest photograph and details of the child, parent, guardian, escort, and van driver for the identity card on the ERP portal. To download the parent escort card, you can log on to our website. This is a very important card. This card will be checked by the security guard at the school gate whenever the parent, escort, guardian, or the van driver enters the school premises on all working days, including PTM days, during the functions, meetings with the teachers, principals, or office staff. Dear parents, please note, this is a glimpse of our student's diary. You are requested to fill up the pages of the student's diary, giving complete information with the latest photograph of the child. Also, please note that circulars should be acknowledged on the same page of the diary and taken out from the diary and preserved by you. Dear parents, lastly, we know that you may have questions, queries regarding fees, admissions, and academics. For each of these separate categories, we have separate email IDs. For fee-related queries, please email us on feequery@nkbpsd@gmail.com. For queries related to admission, please email us on nkbpsadmissions2020@gmail.com. We also welcome suggestions from you. For academic queries and suggestions, please email us on academic@nkbpsd@gmail.com. We not only engage our children in classroom training, but we also involve them in role plays, quizzes, educational movies, on-site learnings, and group discussions. We also encourage them to participate in newspaper activities and Shlok Ucharan. Now coming to the co-scholastic development. Dear parents, we emphasize a lot on co-curricular activities as well. These include music, dance, sports, art and craft, and work education. We also have extracurricular activities like skating, swimming, gymnastics, taekwondo, for the overall development of our children. Here are some glimpses of the activities that our children are trained on. Therefore, for a holistic development of our children, we have sports activities and scholarship tests not only at intra and inter-school levels but also at zonal levels. We also have workshops for our students that are necessary in today's world to make them ready and make them more confident, like cybercrime, self-defense, preparedness for adolescents for both boys and girls. Our facilitation resources include a well-maintained library, well-equipped labs such as science labs, language lab, maths lab, computer labs, our digital studio. We have well-developed activity rooms such as dance room, music room, sports room, skating rink, basketball court, badminton court. Dear parents, in the post-COVID scenario, we know that the situation will not be the same as before. Virtual online learning will become an integral part of our education. There will be guidelines and protocols issued by the government for both teaching and assessing purposes. We will be sharing the same with you when it will be received by the school. We request you all to kindly cooperate with us to follow these protocols. Now, you can watch the subject related slides from our subject teachers. Hope to see you all soon. Till then, wishing you a very happy schooling. Please stay safe, stay healthy and stay happy. Thank you.
Teachers are those who show you where to look, but don't tell you what to see. Greeting parents, keeping this in mind, the school always plan out the English curriculum where through plethora of activities we as English teachers give ample opportunities to our students to visualize, analyze and interpret in their own way and at their own pace to have holistic development to unleash their creative selves. So let's have a glance of it. Before we discuss the various aspects of learning English language, we would like to share our interpretation of the word English, as we believe English is a medium of inculcating values and improving communicative approach as well. In English, E stands for educating etiquettes, N for nourishing values, G for gaining grammatical accuracy, L for learning linguistic skills, I for improving innovative interpretation, S for stimulating or securing skills, H for holistic development. As we know, language is to the mind more than light is to the eye. So language learning comprised of improving four basic skills, that is LSRW. LSRW is a set of four capabilities that allow students to comprehend and produce spoken language for proper and effective interpersonal communication. These skills are listening, speaking, reading and writing. In order to become a well-rounded communicator, one needs to be proficient in each of the four language skills. These four skills give students or any learners opportunities to create context in which they can use the language for exchange of real information, evidence of their own ability, and most important, confidence. Listening and reading are the receptive skills because learners do not need to produce language, they receive and understand it. These skills are sometimes known as passive skills. The productive skills are speaking and writing because learners are applying these skills in a need to produce language. They are also known as active skills. Now we will discuss about the various activities that we conduct to improve these skills one by one to attain linguistics proficiency. The first skill that we polish is listening skill. Listening is a receptive language skill which learners usually find the most difficult. For the student as listeners has to get oriented to the listening portion with all ears and required to be attentive. For enhancing listening skills, multiple activities are included in the curriculum to be conducted in the school, such as trace the topic, where through inductive deductive method students listen the known facts to reach to the unknown topic by tracing the facts. The other one is news analysis, where students listen the news to give their analysis. There are some other activities too, like paraphrasing, vowel discrimination, telephonic message game, celebrities game, etc. We enhance listening skills by focusing on making the students listen to the sounds of that particular language. This always helps them with the right pronunciation of words. To equip students with training in listening, we make them comprehend speeches of people of different backgrounds and regions. These intensive listening activities help a student to understand more on the accents to be used and the exact pronunciation of words. Language Lab plays an important role in it. Dear parents, as we know that the language is the most effective tool for communication. We communicate with others to express our ideas and to know other ideas as well. In our school, education and recitation are the main source to master the sounds, rhythms and intonations of the English language through simple reproduction. The manifestation of the language in games and pair work activities are encouraging source to learn to speak the language. This skill could be improved by understanding paralinguistic attributes such as voice quality, volume and tone, voice modulation, articulation, pronunciation, etc. We further enhance speaking skill in the students with the help of debates and discussions along with the other activities such as interviews, simulation, buzz groups, communication games, questionnaires, prepared talks, acting out, instant comment and dialogues, etc. Reading is a learning skill which helps to improve all parts of the English language such as vocabulary, spelling, grammar and writing. It helps to develop language intuitions in the corrected form. Then the brain imitates them, producing similar sentences to express the desired meaning. Using skimming or scanning techniques to read quickly is highly effective. So, we encourage students to improve reading through these techniques. Skimming, which is the first and fast reading of the text just to have an idea of the topic covered in the text by ignoring the difficult words, and scanning is the second and deep reading by guessing the meanings of the difficult words. While reading, underlining of keywords or main sentences is a must. Reading skills help the student grasp the content and draw conclusion. We polish the skill by conducting various activities. So I request the parents to make it a point to familiarize their words with the jargons and new words by making reading a habit of reading newspaper, articles, books, magazines, etc. Writing skills. Well, writing provides a student or learner with physical evidence of his or her achievements. It helps to consolidate their grasp of vocabulary and structure to understand the text and write compositions. It also fosters the student's ability to summarize and to use the language freely. To make them write the flawless language, we enable the students to excel in the writing skills with the help of various activities such as slogan writing, assembly speeches, write-ups, comparing speeches, story writing, diary entries, etc. There are certain benefits of creative writing such as it acts as a mode of self-expression, it unleashes creative energy, stimulates imagination, enhances thought processing skills, enables thinking out of the box, develops language skills, it aids emotional development, it boosts confidence, it gives a sense of pride and serves as a fun leisure activity. We give importance to composition and creative writing too. We emphasize on diary writing while making the students to put their foot in the shoes of various characters of the story so as to get the desired ending, that is, well, the end. Besides improving skills, we aim at making the students aware with literary genres and teach them the life lessons through literature by conducting the activities like mime, role play and dramas, etc. When students get familiarized with genres, we introduce critical appreciation where we discuss about the forms, rhythm, structure and literary devices which enhance their critical thinking through various analysis. By strengthening all these skills addressed equally while learning English, we assure the students to have good communication skill, a great necessity in today's competitive world. Here we have some of the steps to gain good communication skills. Dear parents, I hope you must have got enough information about the English curriculum. Lastly, I request all the parents to motivate the students to update their work in this challenging pandemic time and help them in balancing their mental health by staying positive. Stay positive, stay safe. Thank you.
Dear parents, mathematics is the science that deals with the logic of shape, quantity and arrangement. Math is all around us, in everything we do. It is the building block for everything in our daily lives, including mobile devices, architecture, art, money, engineering and even sports. The aim of teaching and learning mathematics are to encourage and enable students to recognize that mathematics permeates the world around us, to appreciate the usefulness, power and beauty of mathematics, to enjoy mathematics and develop patience and persistence when solving problems. Techniques of teaching mathematics. Techniques of teaching mathematics can be effectively used to make the learning meaningful, interesting and permanent. Some important techniques of teaching mathematics are oral or mental work, drill work, homework, assignments, group work, self-study, supervised study and so on. Effective strategies for teaching elementary maths are simplify the problem, look for patterns, use objects, make a chart, try, check and revise, and the last, ponder the questions. We at N.K. Pagodia Public School use various approaches of teaching mathematics to give a strong foundation to our young learners. Activities in the Maths Lab have a great role in mathematics, learning and developing various skills in solving problems as well as developing creative and logical thinking. Activities in the Maths Lab is also a pure mathematics. Our students in Maths Lab do different hands-on activities in small groups to understand the concept through relevant, meaningful and concrete activities. Our young Bagodians in this approach manipulate concrete objects or perform activities to arrive at a conceptual understanding of situation or concept. These activities can be carried out by the teacher or the students to explore the world of mathematics, to learn, to discover and to develop an interest in the subject. Mathematics involves some basic principles of assessment such as reliability, validity, authenticity, objectivity, interpretability, Wash-Beck effects and so on. Last but not the least, how to develop interest in mathematics. Help your child use maths every day. Familiarize yourself with learning standards. Monitor your child's maths homework. Play maths games at home, for example, Humbola. Read books that incorporate maths. Now, a good mathematical background with the knowledge of concepts and theories is essential for meeting the challenges of the modern technological society. So this is all for maths. Thank you.
Dear parents, I am going to brief you about science. Science is our effort to understand the world around us. We depend on observations, experiments, and measurements to make predictions about our world. Our understanding of the world is constantly changing as technology improves and new ideas are formed.
We use number of techniques and methodologies to teach science, such as role play, investigatory project, survey, hands-on experience for students, demonstration and performing engrossing experiments to make science interesting and easy to understand. Different concepts like acid-base indicators and color change, electric circuits, effects of current, electromagnet, modes of heat transfer, chemical changes and reactions, air pressure, properties of soil, image formed by lenses and mirrors, dispersion, and many more such concepts are explained through demonstration and performing different experiments.
Brainstorming method is used in drawing associations between their ideas in a free-thinking environment, thereby broadening the solution space. Mind maps are used to generate, visualize, structure, and classify concepts as an aid to study and organize the information. It corresponds to the way our mind stores and retrieves information. Mind maps convey key words, association, and relationships between concepts and enables the student to understand the concepts and the chapters better. Moving further with some more educational techniques and methodologies, flip teaching. In flip teaching, students do the role of teacher and teach some topic. It's a hands-on approach in improving students' achievement and involving them in their own education. It encourages students to come to class prepared, and it also gives space for peer assessment. Diagram making. Concepts are made easy to understand through diagrams, flow charts, and organization charts. Newspaper activity. Newspaper acts as powerful tool in learning. It is an educational resource of information for different topics and recent discoveries and development in world. Quiz, workshops, exhibitions, and various competitions are organized for promoting interest and creativity in science and technology among students and inculcating a sense of pride in their talent. Through organizing activities like poster making, slogan writing, science tour, awareness is created among students towards current environmental issues like water scarcity, conservation of resources and banning of plastic. It helps to find alternatives for making Earth a better place to live. Rallies like Say No to Plastic, Anti-Cracker, Save Water, Save Environment are organized to draw attention of public towards these problems. Through Nature Walk, we teach about types of plants, parts and their uses, interdependence of plants and animals, and types of leaf. Thank you.
Social Science Class 7th. Importance of studying social science. Social science makes us an efficient citizen of a democracy, and it also helps us to solve the practical problems in our daily life. It is essential for communities and organizations. It also helps the students to know how different societies are managed and governed. Let us discuss about the aim and objectives of learning and teaching social science. First, it will create interest and makes the students active in the field. It will encourage intellectual curiosity among the students. It will provide practical knowledge of the subject, and it will create power for thinking and fosters imagination and creativity among the students. Methodology is a teaching method comprises the principles and methods used by teachers to enable student learning. Some of the methods are project method, peer teaching, survey, online teaching, brainstorming, workshops, etc. Interdisciplinary approach is an approach to curriculum integration that generates an understanding of themes and ideas that cut across disciplines and of the connections between different disciplines and their relationship to the real world.
की भाषा प्रेम की भाषा, अभिव्यक्ति में सशक्त ये भाषा हिंदी है, जन जन की भाषा। मातृभाषा हिंदी राष्ट्रभाषा के रूप में भी सम्माननीय है। वैसे तो प्रायः सभी विद्यार्थी सहज रूप से इसमें भावाभिव्यक्ति कर सकने में समर्थ होते हैं, परंतु विद्यालय में अध्यापकों द्वारा उनकी वर्तनी, वाक्य विन्यास, उच्चारण, उतार चढ़ाव, शब्द व वाक्य विन्यास आदि में संशोधन करके छात्र रूपी हीरे को तराशने का, उसे सुघर बनाने का प्रयास किया जाता है। इस भाषा में शब्द भंडार की प्रचुरता है। उसका सही प्रयोग, सही उच्चारण के साथ कैसे व कहाँ किया जाए, इसे बताने व समझाने का कार्य शिक्षक रूपी कुम्हार करते हैं। श्रुत लेख बच्चों में स्वनिरीक्षण की क्षमताओं में वृद्धि करता है। अनेक सामूहिक व एकाकी गतिविधियों के माध्यम से, जैसे वाद विवाद, भाषण, आशुभाषण, कविता वाचन, छात्रों के अंदर छिपी प्रतिभा को उकेर कर बाहर लाया जाता है। अंतर सदन, अंतर कक्षा, अंतर विद्यालयी, राज्य स्तरीय प्रतियोगिताएं बच्चों में आत्मविश्वास जागृत कराती हैं। कई बार बच्चे बोलकर अपने आप को अभिव्यक्त नहीं कर पाते, तब विज्ञापन लेखन, डायरी लेखन, नारा लेखन जैसी गतिविधियों के माध्यम से छात्रों को स्वयं को अभिव्यक्त करने का अवसर देकर प्रोत्साहित किया जाता है। किताबी ज्ञान के साथ बच्चे के मानसिक, शारीरिक व नैतिक विकास पर भी बल दिया जाता है। हमारे आत्मविश्वासी छात्र नुक्कड़ नाटक इत्यादि के माध्यम से दूसरों को भी जागरूक करने हेतु उत्साहित रहते हैं। रामलीला, स्वदेशी मेला इत्यादि आयोजनों में हजारों लोगों के समक्ष प्रस्तुति करके बच्चे ही नहीं अपितु उनके परिजन भी आत्मविश्वास व उत्साह से प्रफुल्लित होते हैं।
संस्कृत ज्ञान का भंडार है। संस्कृत के ज्ञान के साथ केवल भाषा ही नहीं बल्कि संस्कार और संस्कृति भी जुड़ी है। अतः भाषा के साथ संस्कारों का बीजारोपण व संस्कृति का ज्ञान कराना हमारा प्रयास है। संस्कृत शिक्षण का उद्देश्य वर्तमान समय में प्राचीन ज्ञान क्यों आवश्यक है और नैतिक निर्माण व चारित्रिक निर्माण में संस्कृत किस प्रकार उपयोगी है, संस्कृत के व्याकरणादिक शैक्षिक तथ्यों के साथ इनका ज्ञान कराना व व्यवहार में लाना संस्कृत शिक्षण का महत्वपूर्ण एवं आवश्यक उद्देश्य है। शब्दों का शुद्ध उच्चारण व शब्दों की स्पष्टता सिखाना, सबसे सटीक व प्राचीन व्याकरण से छात्रों को अवगत कराना, भाषाई ज्ञान के साथ साथ साहित्य से जुड़े श्लोकों व कथाओं द्वारा चारित्रिक निर्माण करना, कर्ता, क्रिया, कर्म आदि का प्रयोग सिखाना। शिक्षण विधियां, प्रत्यक्ष विधि खेल खेल में सिखाना, दैनिक जीवन में प्रयोग होने वाले संस्कृत शब्दों से सिखाना, सामान्य दैनिक व्यवहार से सिखाना, वैज्ञानिक विधि, प्रतिमान आधारित शिक्षण, संवाद विधि, नाटिकाभिनय, कौशल विकास, श्रवणम, भाषणम, वाचनम, लेखनम।
French is a native language of France, the only language which is spoken by more than 220 million people across the world, the only language which is taught in every continent of the world. The motive of teaching French language in 7th class is to make students being able to speak French in their daily lives. They should be able to understand longer sentences. They should be able to conjugate variety of regular and irregular verbs. They should be able to ask and answer questions about themselves in French. A lot of activities are being done in order that a student understands and speak French language. Students participate in role plays, make PowerPoint presentations based on France and French culture. We also encourage students to take part in exchange programs where the students get opportunity to speak directly with the French natives.
Now comes examination system. Examination is conducted as per CBSE guidelines. Assessment is completed in 2 terms. Term 1, we have first periodic and half yearly. In term 2, we have second periodic and annual examination. Syllabus for first periodic. 25% of the syllabus will be covered in all the subjects and the assessment will be from the syllabus covered till first periodic. If the school will open, then pen and paper test will be conducted, else examination will be online. In term 1, we have first periodic and half yearly examination. First periodic is conducted in the month of July. It is a pen paper test of 20 marks for 1 hour. These 20 marks are converted into 5 marks and 5 marks are given for notebook submission, 5 marks are given for subject enrichment activities and 5 marks are given for multiple assessment. That makes the total 20. Half yearly is again a pen paper test which is conducted for 80 marks for 3 hours. These 80 marks and the 20 marks of first periodic make the total 100. Syllabus for half yearly. 50% of the entire syllabus will be covered till half yearly. But for assessments, only 10% syllabus will be taken from first periodic and 90% will be from the syllabus covered after first periodic till half yearly. Syllabus for second periodic. 75% of the entire syllabus will be covered till second periodic, and for the assessments 10% syllabus will be taken from first periodic, 10% will be taken from half yearly syllabus, and rest of the 80% will be taken from the chapters covered after half yearly till second periodic. In term 2, we have second periodic and final examination. Second periodic is conducted in the month of December. It is a pen paper test of 20 marks conducted for 1 hour. These 20 marks are converted into 5 marks. 5 marks are given for notebook submission, 5 marks are given for subject enrichment activities, and 5 marks are given for multiple assessment. The total for first periodic is 20 marks. Final examination is conducted in the month of March. It is 80 marks paper which is conducted for 3 hours. These 80 marks and 20 marks of second periodic make the total 100. Activities are conducted in the classes for assessment in Hindi, English, Science, Mathematics, Social Studies and French or Sanskrit. Some of the activities we have listed here are listening and speaking skills, practical and lab work, maths lab activities, map work and project work, newspaper activities, debate, role enactments, experiential learning, experimental learning, quiz, group discussions, projects, group activities, language lab drills, flip teaching, conversational skills, brainstorming sessions, mapping skills, creative writing skills, critical thinking skills, and demonstration experiments. Criteria for notebook submission are regularity in submission of work, assignment completion, and neatness and upkeeping of the notebooks. Now the question comes, why this change? The reason is the gradual increasing portion of content would prepare students acquire confidence for appearing in the board examination with 100% syllabus. Assessment under scholastic areas is done in English, Hindi, Maths, Science, Social Studies, French or Sanskrit, and Computers. Grade key for assessing scholastic areas is as shown on the slide. This shows the range of the marks and under that range which grade will be given. 91 to 100 will be graded as A1, 81 to 90 will be graded as A2, 71 to 80 will be graded as B1, 61 to 70 will be graded as B2, 51 to 60 will be graded as C1, 41 to 50 will be graded as C2, 33 to 40 will be graded as D, and 32 and below will be graded as E. Under co-scholastic activities, we have work experience, art education, yoga and physical education. Co-scholastic activities are graded on 3-point grading scale. A is given for outstanding, B is given for very good, and C is given for fair.